Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the recent Nikola news that the founder Trevor Milton has stepped down from the CEO role due to the fraud allegations recently. And I think this is a huge red flag. If already you weren't, let's say, nervous about the fact that these allegations existed and were pretty in-depth from Hindenburg. I mean, I've read them. I think if you're interested, you should read them. They're fascinating. Whether or not they turn out to be true, they're pretty extensive. And originally the response to this from the company was very, very strong. They denied all claims. They did kind of shoot themselves in the foot when they admitted to rolling a truck down the hill instead of it being powered by the engine, using some effectively legal terms, that they never said it was powered by the engine. But I mean, when you have a car going down a hill, you expect it to be powered by the engine, not just by the hill itself. So last week, Jeff Ubben, founder of US hedge fund Value Act, defended Nikola, defended the CEO, saying that it was understood that it would be proven right in the long run. It also, this FT story in particular talks about how there's a lot of support internally for Trevor Milton, that he's seen as a critical person who is needed for the company. Now, obviously, that's, not true, or he wouldn't have stepped down, or that's been overemphasized slightly by people internally. Or, more likely, I think here, while Trevor Milton could have come forward and stepped down, that's certainly what his statement makes it sound like. I think there probably was some internal discomfort here. The allegations from Hindenburg are very in-depth, go into his past, makes him look like he's constantly swindled investors. So I think there could have been moves internally to get rid of him and remove his name from the company. Now, from what I've seen, I think Nikola could be one big pile of fraud, shall we say. Whether or not it was intended to be that way is another thing, but, it's very Theranos-esque. I suppose only time will tell if it's actually got some technology behind it, but so far that seems unlikely. Personally, I think this is very bad news for any investors, though. I wouldn't be looking to buy here. While I've heard some people say that there could be a pop this week in response to his resignation because of this string of allegations, I think this is not good. What this effectively shows is that either he was a critical person and he's left bad, he's stepped down for whatever reason because he thinks that the company should be more important than his reputation, is one of the claimed reasons. But, that just doesn't play out to me. I mean, maybe he's stepping back to take himself out of the limelight because these allegations are true, because he's concerned about the ongoing investigations now from the SEC and other governmental bodies. Or he was forced to resign, and they've let him do it this way in a more lenient way, just to save him some face. Now, that would be really bad. That's basically, in either way, I think you can claim that that's him admitting to some form of fraud. If he truly believed that he did nothing wrong, if the investors felt that way, he would have stayed. No matter how much effect that has on Nikola, if he was a key person, which they claimed he was, if he didn't do anything wrong, which they're claiming he didn't, then he wouldn't leave. Certainly not like this. So I think this is just really dodgy. I wouldn't go anywhere near it. You could do a short-term play to try and make money off it, but honestly, I think it's going to be very unpredictable in the next few days. I could see this stock going to zero, to the company being completely closed down. Obviously, they've defrauded a lot of investors if these allegations are true, and that's obviously not a good look. Even GM, that's really going to hurt their reputation if these turn out to be true. I think the thing to watch here is, going forward, what's going to happen to Nikola. It's now going going to have the former GM exec Stephen Gursky to take over his chair. Obviously that's good, but if there's no technology there, then he can't magic up technology. He can't create something that doesn't exist. I think this needs to be explored further. How many other people knew about this alleged fraud if it was happening, and what happens to Trevor Milton's stake in the company? Are people going to come after him for this alleged fraud? It's entirely possible, entirely likely. I think from here you just have to pretty much ignore Nikola. I think it's going to be an interesting story to follow, but as an investing opportunity, no, absolutely not. There could be no real technology behind it. They've lost their CEO. Their CEO and the company itself could be facing legal action from the government and also from investors. I mean, it's a real mess and it's not going to improve. Maybe eventually they'll get something from the company, but for right now, I could see this very quickly going into into bankruptcy. I mean, they've said before that they do need more capital to keep developing alleged technology, and I don't think they're going to get it. Not unless it's for a really, really bargain investment where an investor can't lose their money, but they're not going to get it otherwise. So I'd say I'm very bearish on the future of this company, even without Trevor Milton. This looks like an admission of guilt to me in a way, and he's really got to be concerned to have taken this step, or the company's got to have been concerned to have removed him. So that's why I wouldn't touch Nikola. I'm going to follow it because it's fascinating. But yeah, as usual, this is not financial advice, so please do your own research, form your own opinions, and thank you very much for listening.